What's up guys, this is John with John Walker Gaming. I hope you guys have been staying overpowered because I know I have. As many of you know, I'm on a road to 1,000 subscribers in order to be able to put more time into making these videos for you. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel and stay up to date with my latest content if you enjoy watching. I've been recently asked by a bunch of people to do an ROB build, and what my thoughts and opinions are on how it exactly is holding up in the meta for both PvP and PvE. So in today's video, we will be talking about how to get the most damage out of this insanely broken weapon and what do I think of the ROB. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the build. Alright, obviously we have the Rivers of Blood. Want to max that out to plus 10. It scales fire damage, which is going to be super important when we're min-maxing this build, okay? Next we have the Nagakiba, and I'm using the Ash of War Seppuku, which is going to give us that crazy blood loss buildup that we need. Next we're going to move into our Wanderous Physic mix. And we're going to be running the Dexterity Not Crystal tier for that boost of Dexterity, since these are both Dexterity weapons. And then we're going to have the Flame Shroud and Crack tier, which I'll show you how to get in just a moment. And this is going to go great with the ROB special attack. I'm not going to go too crazy on how to get this, but ultimately you want to go to the Smoldering Church in Caelid, and then you're going to head to the tree just to the northeast of that, the Minor Erd tree. And then at the Minor Erd tree, you're obviously going to kill him and retrieve the Flame Shroud and Crack tier. First up for the talismans, we have the Fire Scorpion Charm, the bread and butter of the Rivers of Blood build here that's going to scale super good with the ROB. To acquire this, you're going to go to the Erd Tree Gazing Hill Grace. You're going to go up to the Seathwater River, and then it's going to bring you over to the Seathwater Terminus, and then finally you're going to land in the Fort Lade, and that's where you're going to go climb up to the top and retrieve it. Moving on to the next talisman is going to be the Shard of Alexander. As you may know, this is pretty much in almost all of my builds just because of how broken it is. Lord of Blood is a must-have for this build as well, just because we're running double blood weapon. It's super viable and you're going to be proccing that almost all the time. Now for this last talisman, we have a choice between the Rotten Wing Sword Insignia, which I personally use in most situations, and I'll go ahead and display what the outcome of that damage is possible to get. Of course, this is actually before you get the stacking procs from the Sword Insignia, so it only goes higher than this. The other option we have for this build is the Oh Wonderful Ritual Sword Talisman. To get that flat raw based damage, of course you have to have a super good playstyle, be very knowledgeable on your opponent in order to keep your health topped off, and with that you can achieve insane numbers right off the bat from your very first hit. And now the final thing we're going to talk about is the gameplay. So for the ROB and PvE, the opener you're going to go for is using your Wanderous Potion into your Seppuku, as I do there. And then you want to top yourself off if you're going to use the Ritual Sword Talisman. If not, you can just go ahead and start going ham. Obviously, you're going to be spamming your ability a lot in PvE. There's no need to outmaneuver a lot of the bosses. In most situations you can just burn them down with your ability. Now for the PvP section, I want to highlight a couple of things that I feel are pretty important. A lot of people think Rivers of Blood is a super spam ability that you can use in PvP that pretty much nukes almost anybody with no skill required. As you can see, I just did it right there. It's totally a thing. but this weapon goes beyond the capabilities of just spamming your ability in duels and 2v1s and 3v1s. So I have a couple of clips that are going to really highlight the techniques you can do with the Rivers of Blood and how it does take a good amount of skill to definitely wear your opponent down. It's not just something you can hack and slash. So as you can see, I'm doing the roll into the power stance attack, and the timing for that has to be super perfect, as well as timing your actual ability for certain situations. This is another clip I'm going to go into more detail with the power stance attack that I feel is very important and difficult to land in most situations. So it's, again, a very technical thing you have to do to try to get around your opponent, and especially when they have a shield. As you can see, light footwork is definitely key here, rolling into your opponent's sides to get around their defense. It's without a doubt that the ROB is by far one of the most broken weapons in this entire game when it comes to outright damage. The sheer speed and damage alone of every attack, mixed with the still very strong stagger even after the nerf, is enough to make anyone want to use it. If used correctly in PvP, it can be one of the most devastating weapons to go up against. However, with high reward comes high risk. I've parried countless people using ROB incorrectly, trying to ability spam as well. So that's going to wrap up this video for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and I cannot wait to bring you guys more content. If you did enjoy watching, once again, don't forget to press that like and subscribe button, and as always, stay OP.